Good morning, and what is going on YouTube? It's Andreas here from Symmetry 4-wheel drive, and welcome back to the channel. This is the first adventure of the new year 2025. As you've probably seen, there has not been a whole bunch of content out just yet on the channel, but we are looking to fix that and get some cool content out coming very soon. And here we are. We have woken up this morning at the Impangele mountain lodge just outside of Doorns here in the Western Cape, in South Africa, if you were wondering. And it is a lekker morning. We had a nice night. We arrived here yesterday on the Thursday. It's a long weekend now. It's the 20th or 21st of March, something like that. Long weekend, so we decided to come up here. It's just myself in the Land Cruiser, Brad in his Jeep, and our friend Robbie has joined us as well to help with a bit of the filming. So if anything looks a bit cuck on camera, you can blame him. And we've got the whole place to ourselves here, and it's really cool just to have the whole place, you know, run amok around here. And like, it's just awesome to be out here again and out close to the trails, on the trails, in this beautiful scenery. If you just look around and behind me here, the weather is, from a picturesque standpoint, maybe not the best because a lot of the mountains and scenery is covered by the clouds, but from a 4x4ing perspective, it is kind of ideal weather today. It's a bit cooler because of all the cloud cover and the rain and stuff like that. All the dust and ground is going to be a bit more hard packed, and there's not going to be as much dust floating around. It might also, you know, kind of keep the ground a bit more together, give you a bit more traction. Maybe the rocks are a bit more slippery, but either way, I'm very happy for the cooler, milder weather for summertime right now, so I'm stoked for that. And what we are going to do today, so that's the important thing, we are looking to push up the riverbed further than we've been before, and as far as we can go today. So we've got 2 full days to spend on the tracks here, so we'll probably also split this video up into a couple episodes, and we are going to push up the riverbed as far as possible, check it out, document it, maybe clear a bit of the track where it was difficult or too scratchy to get a car through. And we're going to push up there and check what we can find, maybe some fun rock obstacles and things like that. And then tomorrow we're probably going to do a bit more of the tunnel trails and riding along the rail tracks and more of a scenic thing, but we'll see how that goes, and come along for the journey. I'm sure it's going to be an epic one. Let's get into it. So we are at the trailhead here of the tunnel 4x4 trail, the Impangele 4x4 trail. You look behind me, here's the sign. Here are Brad and myself in the cars. Robbie's back there as well. And yeah, it's just this nice drop in. If you can look behind me, it's much steeper in reality than on camera, but it's nothing major, so don't worry about it. Just stick your head out the window, watch where your tires are, and go around. But yeah, we're gonna drop into the trail. I love that feeling of the Impangele trail, like you're just dropping into it, into the valley, and then you go give it a bash. So yeah, we're gonna just cruise on down, get to the riverbed, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, that looks like we're going to break.
just gone off the rail track, you know, a couple hundred meters back, and then we followed the road next to the riverbed, because that riverbed section, the first section of the trail, or the riverbed part of the section, sorry, I'm tripping over my words here, but the first section of riverbed on the trail is quite gnarly. Like Brad did the first section of it last time, and that section is quite good, but then past that you either have to turn around or go into the 37-inch tire twin locked country. It's really big stuff. We'll probably show you some footage of that. So instead of messing around and spending a whole day in that early section of the riverbed, what we decided was just go along the riverbed for the first couple hundred meters until we get that rutted section of the trail where we just passed those other guys who are 4x4ing. And you go through that rutted off camber section, and we're going to carry on a couple hundred meters here further, and then as soon as we see the riverbed again that crosses the trail, then we're going to drop into the riverbed proper, and then we're going to start our push up the riverbed. So for the moment we've just skipped the beginning section. It's like hellishly overgrown. Your car will come out with no paint left on the other side, and yeah, we're just going to
riverbed now along our left. It looks like there's quite a long.
Yeah, so that section of the riverbed, you'll come out with no paint on your car if you try pushing there, or you're going to spend the whole day cutting bushes away. So we're just pushing on a bit further up the riverbed, and we'll drop in there and carry on adventuring. So we have been on the riverbed for a little bit now, and it's such a fun place to wheel, because it's not like a trail that you normally go on where you know it's been made by someone. It's man-made, like a trail, a gravel road that's been graded, where once you traversing this riverbed, it feels like you are an explorer, like you are, you know, pushing the trailhead and pushing through the wilderness kind of thing. It just feels different. It feels very cool. I really like it, and it just feels like a bit more of an adventure pushing through the riverbed yourself. So using the riverbed as its own natural made trail is a really cool thing, and I'm excited to see where we can go on this thing. So we just arrived at the first section that we need to do some gardening and trimming. So I think Brad's gonna hop out with the chainsaw and, you know, forge a path ahead. Make some more space so that I don't have to be so high up there.
Okay. Sounds simple enough.
That's just corner off, basically.
It's quite a clear run for like maybe 200 meters. A spot that we need to saw, but it's just like one branch.
Perfect like that, come forward and then come down into passenger a little bit. Perfect, a little bit driver. Now passenger slightly, too much. There, like aim your left tire there at me. Cool. Perfect, right? Perfect. One small That line's good. Yep. That's a cool. It's starting to rain a little bit now, which is just making for some extra excitement, and I am loving, I cannot stress enough how much I am loving this riverbed section that we are forging our path through right now. Like, it's so scenic, so lush, so beautiful. There's so many cool bugs and animals and birds and plants and alien looking shrubs and cacti, and it's absolutely amazing. And we're just pushing on ahead along this river, and I'm loving it, loving it. Definitely come and try and retrace our footsteps here, or our tire marks, and try and do this riverbed. Not too challenging or technical, but very fun. We're busy chopping, I'll turn the camera around now, we're busy chopping a tunnel through this really overgrown section of the riverbed here, and in front of that tunnel that we are digging there's also a huge narrow section of trail, like probably like 50 to 100 meters, that is like way too narrow for a car to go through. So we're gonna have to chop away quite a bit of vegetation there. And when I say quite a bit of vegetation, it's all taken in relation to the amount of vegetation there is here. It's not a drop in the ocean by comparison, but I mean, as in terms of manual labor, it is quite a substantial amount. So we just made some rolls and chilled out here for a bit. I am absolutely pooped exhausted. I think we're all feeling like that in this hot, muggy, sweaty weather. It is no easy task to chop the vegetation away here as we are progressing in the riverbed. I see some of the guys that we met earlier on the trail seem to be heading on their way back, and yeah, they probably, I think they took the actual built-up trail as opposed to this riverbed, and that's the whole reason we're doing this riverbed run, is to make it look attractive and make it another option on the Impangele 4x4 trail. So not that it's so overgrown that you look at it and think, oh, I have to turn around, I'm going to scratch and beat up my car too bad, but that you can see a clear definitive path through it, and you can definitely give it a bash. And it's not the most challenging section or trail, but there are some fun obstacles, and you know, depending on your vehicle and setup, you might find it easier, more difficult. It completely depends on your rig and setup, but I think it's very fun. And I think just ahead of us, maybe in the next 500 meters to a kilometer, there's going to be some cool sections that I remember getting a glimpse of the last time, or the 2 times ago that we were here, and I'm excited to get to that point. Other than that, we're just gonna try fix this chainsaw, try chop away more of this stuff, and we are just hot and exhausted. You can probably check by like my wet t-shirt, my wet mop of a hairdo, all of that cack. Yeah, it's hard work, but hopefully it pays off, and hopefully all of you guys will come and give the trail a try, and the hard work wasn't for nothing. So let's jump back into the manual labor and work.
Keep that line, go straight. Just roll back and then bump it. And then you bump, drive it. Scratch quite a bit.
Hard out here for him, and he's trying to get his money for the rent.
That's what you say, but it's fucking narrow. No, you're good, like that line's good. You must have to do. Come a bit more driver. Hey, you must driver. Now turn driver. More driver. There, that line. Don't keep turning. Turn more driver. Yeah. Great, just stop. Now turn driver. More driver. There, that line. Don't keep turning. Turn more driver. Yeah. Right, just stop. Very slowly, but don't turn so much driver. Just trust me. Roll. Perfect. Now start turning hard to driver, into the bush a bit. Nice, slow. You're gonna start coming down, straighten, and just roll down slowly. You're coming down. Beautiful. You're good, you're perfect. Slow. Perfect.
Just turning up the extra just to be a gangster. That's way high, by the way. It is fucking high. Dude, I can't even believe that. You're fucking mountain. 10 more driver. It's very good carry on straight like that. Turn a bit more driver. Straighten out now. Bit more driver. Watch your soul and stuff there. That's fucking fun, dude. So did you like that part?
That was awesome, I loved it.
So on the Impangele 4x4 trail, there's also many fossils on this riverbed, which is awesome. Robbie found some cool shell fossils. Amazing.
I'm gonna find more.
Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, that pointy rock is not in a good place. Maybe I can come move it.
You want me to go try? Oh, it's nice.
Let's not get stuck now, eh?
just seeing the car move that thing just with the track.
Next track.
Yeah, just take
Come on,
these
Rolla.
photos.
I'm shaking from adrenaline and tiredness.
And it smells nice. Smell how nice it smells in here.
Yo guys, that exit of the river was a bit redneck, but we are stoked to be off anyway. It's 7 o'clock now. Somehow this exact spot that we are in right now was where Brad's fuel pump failed a year ago. So we got stuck there now. This is the stuck area of the Impangele trail, and we're happy to be heading back to the lodge now. We are so bloody exhausted, I can't describe it. Yo, that last little river exit was a bit mad. Cool, we'll catch you back at the lodge. Good morning, guys. So yesterday was quite the adventure, I have to say. We got back last night at around 7:30, something like that. It was a full-on long day, and I just can't believe how physical it was. Like, my body this morning is in so many different areas and levels of pain I can't even describe. Just using shears all day and saws and clippers and the chainsaw, even though it makes light work of a lot of stuff, it's also taxing, holding it, steadying it, being alert whilst using it, all of that. Like, it was a day of manual labor that I haven't had in a long time. My body is not used to that, and I'm pretty impressed and pretty proud of what we did. We opened up quite a long section of the riverbed there that was undrivable before, just because of how dense and how overgrown the vegetation was. So we, cut a path for quite a long time on that riverbed. So you join onto the riverbed just after that off-camber, rutted, muddy section. So there's that little first obstacle of the Impangele 4x4 trail, and after that you carry on for a couple hundred meters and you join the riverbed, and then from there you can drive up to the point that we forged a path and cut the vegetation away. So yeah, it was a really epic day, and like, not the most difficult sort of wheeling, but very technical in the sense that there's a lot of narrow paths or narrow trail that you have to traverse, and you really got to think about where you're putting your wheels, the angles your car is leaning on, and just being careful about avoiding panel damage, avoiding too much scratches and scrapes on your paintwork. And it's a really fun technical portion of the trail. So I had so much fun, Brad had so much fun, Robbie had fun. It was really, really great. I enjoyed that trail so much, and like I mentioned before, being able to drive on this riverbed that's a natural trail and not a man-made trail just feels so much more special, and it really gives you a feeling of not necessarily, it feels more adventurous driving a trail that's not man-made, and it's more exploratory and just feels great. I'm really at a loss for words as to how to describe it, but I really enjoy it, and I'm sure you guys will too. It feels like a much more pure, natural form of wheeling, and more like you are pioneering something, and yeah, it's really cool. So I hope you guys come and do that trail. Maybe we could even call it the Symmetry 4-wheel drive section of trail. I mean, that's a bit presumptuous, but it's really awesome, and I'm proud of the work that we did there, and I hope you guys want to check it out. So I reckon that'll be the first portion of this weekend's videos, and we've got some more exciting stuff coming up, so definitely stay tuned for that. And I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and any likes and shares always much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next one.